I'm going to train an AI model to recognize and understand my beatboxing, also that I can play video games by only beatboxing. Have you ever seen those videos where people play video games with bongo drums, an automaton, a recorder, or even bananas? I have, and I want to try the same thing, but with my beatboxing. In order to do this though, I first have to find a program that can convert my sounds into executable commands. After searching for a bit, I was having trouble finding something for noises rather than general speech, but then I stumbled across this video. This is Parrot.py, a program that helps people interact with computers and video games without using a keyboard. They say the name is inspired by the way parrots and parakeets communicate, since they use chirps, clicks, and sometimes speech, which is perfect for beatboxing. Thankfully, the developers provided an installation guide, so getting everything ready should be straightforward. But setting up stuff is boring, so I'm gonna speed this section up and give you the TLDR. Really, all I had to do was download the most recent release from GitHub, update my Python version, and make sure that I had all of the necessary Python packages installed. Boring, right? Let's move on to something more fun. Basically, to train an AI model, I have to repeat the same sound hundreds of times so that when it goes to determine what sound I am doing, it has enough data to refer to. And the more samples I record, the more data it will have, therefore the more accurate it will be. Though eventually it will hit a point of diminishing returns where recording more won't necessarily help it be any more accurate. According to the developers, that point of diminishing returns is around 1:30, and in the demo I showed you earlier, they said they recorded for about 4 minutes per sound. The demo worked really good, so I think I'm just gonna aim for the same thing, but I do have a lot of sounds that I want to record, so we're gonna be here for a while. Done. Now it's time for one that's really gonna cause me problems, but I really think it'd be funny. It is the meow squeak. I mean, could you imagine playing a game and you have like your ultimate or whatever and you're like, and that's how you activate it? It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. Be kind of perfect. Rest my muscles. It's so repetitive. This is taking so long to record everything. It looks like that covers all of my sounds. I'll probably add more in the future, but for now, I think I'm done. With everything recorded, it's now time to let the program analyze all of the data and train the model. While that's running, I just want to note that there is a chance that not every sound I recorded will work or be usable, so when this is all done, I'm gonna have to thoroughly test each individual sound. Speaking of that, it looks like the program has finished analyzing the data and it's given us this lovely confusion matrix. This matrix will help me determine if any of my sounds are too similar. It could cause the AI to get confused when making predictions. But looking at it, I can say that the data looks pretty good. Other than maybe the amount of false positives we have for the kick drum, and maybe the PSH snare and the F hi-hat. So at this point the model is done, but I still need to test it, though that's probably gonna take a while, so I'm gonna speed this up just like earlier. During testing, after I determine a sound works and is usable, I then have to fine-tune the frequency and power thresholds for that sound to help increase accuracy and reduce false positives. Okay, yeah, so testing that took way too long, but I'm finally done. Unfortunately, the AI wasn't able to consistently recognize the click, PF snare, or double K snare, so I'm gonna have to remove them from the model at some point. I might try to re-record them again in the future, but for now, out. To demonstrate that everything works, I've connected each sound to an alphanumeric character, and when I beatbox, the program is going to output that character to this notepad. This is so cool, finally seeing this all come together and working, but I think it's time to put it to a real test. Let's go ahead and get used to things in the practice range, and then I'll jump into a quick play game and get destroyed. I'm a Zenyatta main, and thankfully his controls are pretty simple. So I've gone ahead and I've mapped out all the stuff. It's taken me a while to kind of play with some of the settings to make sure it all works out for this specific character, but here's what I've done. For movement, I have done toggles. So what we do is if we do a sound, it will continue moving in that direction until I do the sound again, and then it will stop. So if I was to move forward, I can also then start moving right, left, and you'll strafe in those directions. And the cool thing here also is that if I ever mess up at any point, I don't know what the hell is going on or what's active, I can just do an inward tooth whistle and it will cancel it all out. So for primary fire, I mapped fart bass to it. And probably my favorite one is this charge attack, which I've mapped throat bass or vibration bass to. So as long as I'm holding out throat bass and vibration bass, he will be charging. Wah. So for his abilities, I have mapped the kiss hi-hat to the harmony orb and the spit snare to the discord orb. And for reloading my primary fire, I've mapped the Kim squeak to it. The only thing that will not be controlled by my beatboxing is mouse movement, because that would kind of be insane. The program can interface with an eye tracker, but I don't plan on setting that up with this right now. So I think I got the hang of it. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a quick play game where I will most definitely be yelled at.
Experience tranquility.
Gets me every time. Do you low-key want to hear me do it, or do you want me to mute myself?
I'll hear you do it. I think it's funny.
Okay, cool. Got him! Got him!
Yes. Hey, I weakened him for you.
Wow. Stop killing me. I'm trying to look cool.
Has already lost.
You can hear me charging up. That's not fair. Okay. Wow.
Pain.
Wow.
Excellent teacher.
Her up.
Got her.
Yes!
Shit.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Be home once more. We are outnumbered. Be cautious.
How am I still alive?
Why did you live so long?
What?
Pass into the iris.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Enemy returns from the grave.
Did that kill me?
This is terrible. It's so hard to think about it. That was terrible. But like, I actually got kills though. So for the first time doing it, like I got kills and I had damage. Even dude, I couldn't move. It was so hard. Well, that was an experience, but it works, which is really cool. Yeah, I've had this idea for over a year now, so it's awesome finally seeing it all come together. And now that it has, I plan on doing a lot more with this concept really soon. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below with what video game you'd like to see me play with my beatboxing. Stay hydrated, my friends.